Hello, Internet, and welcome back to the Pursuit of the Black Kestrel. Thanks for joining us here on Sunday here in the States or wherever it might be where you are. We are going to get started here in a second, but first, let me go through our announcements and let these people say hi. We've got a lot of fun stuff happening here on GGK every week, all the time. Our next stream after this one, if you watch this and you like what you're seeing, come join us on Tuesday for our next installment of EOS. It's a 5e game as well that Barry is running. A few of us faces are in it, and it's a good time. That is at 7 o'clock Eastern time on Tuesdays. On Thursday this week, right? Are we doing our next All Myths Are True this Thursday? Did we decide?
We haven't decided yet.
Okay, maybe. We might be doing an off week since we missed last week.
We're working out some scheduling things.
We'll announce it when we confirm that one way or another. I just didn't want to miss it if we were going to be doing that. And then on Saturday, we'll be back for Saturday night's Thunderball, which we are getting into sort of a final swing for, as the crew has finally qualified for the grand tournament and are going to be doing their qualifying match starting next Saturday, and then hopefully they will place and be able to participate. So it'll be starting at 4 o'clock 3 o'clock Eastern time on Saturday, and then back to Sunday for the off week from this week for Slang 101. Which I can't even recap all the drama happening there. You're just going to have to tune in to find out. Yeah, that's all I've got. And that's probably a lot of the things that a lot of these people were going to say too. But I will go ahead and turn it over to the group to introduce yourselves. Who's on my right?
Me.
Savannah, go for it.
Hi, it's me. I'm Savvy at Savvy Seaworth on Twitter and everything else. You know me. You love me. I'm here most days. I'll be playing in EOS on Tuesday as a fun wizard, and in every other game that Sean listed. I don't know why I'm going to list them again. Saturday nights, I play a great big centaur that smashes things, and then I'm going to be running Slang 101 on Sunday. So I'll see you there.
Cool. Alex.
I'm Alex, OMG at some guy. I play stuff here.
Barry.
Barry, similar to Alex, you seem to swap the word Alex for Barry. I play stuff here.
Good stuff, guys.
We do this.
I need a professional. RJ, go.
Hey everybody, I'm RJ here, but you can catch me at RJ282 on Twitter and Twitch, where I sometimes stream video games. You can catch myself and the lovely LB Hackemup tonight at 10 o'clock EST over at the Indoor Adventures channel, where we're playing Tomb of Annihilation set in a gunpowder fantasy 1920s noir setting. It's pretty cool. I play a Yuan Ti druid who's into some stuff. He's a doctor. Also this week, or next week, you can catch me on Mondays again at Indoor Adventures channel, where we're playing in our homebrew campaign. My original character went missing in a kidnapping, so I'm playing my backup character. He is an Asmar barbarian warlock who likes to explode.
Sounds fun. And last but not least, I guess Hellby now.
Hi, I'm LB Hackemup. You can find me at LB Hackemup on Twitter, where I post about my cats and games that I play. I'll be here with RJ on the Indoor Adventures channel later tonight, on Monday as well. On Wednesday, I will be on Nerd Immersion's channel doing the Rod of 7 Parts with Jordan with PH. And then I will be back here next Sunday as the lovely, voluptuous Victoria.
Wonderful.
Wait,
all right,
can I do one more?
Yeah.
I forgot. I have like a half announcement. If you are not in their Discord or following them on Twitter, at Encounter Roleplay has some casting calls that are up right now, a few of which are closing on Friday, which I think it's Friday. It's the 26th of Friday. It's Sunday. don't know what day it is. They're closing on sometime this week, but get on there and apply for them because I might be involved with one of them. Just saying. But there's a lot of cool games coming up, so get in on that for the mini season. It's gonna be really fun.
Awesome. And yeah, that would be next Sunday. Just checking.
It's either Friday or Sunday, and it's either the 26th or the 23rd, but that's a Thursday, so I have no idea.
Okay.
Go now because there's some cool games on there, and I might be on there soon.
Awesome.
That's all I can say.
All right. So let's get the show on the road then. Last time on the Pursuit of the Black Kestrel, your crew, your entourage, had finally escaped from Port Predatus. As you were beginning to make your way out of the city, deciding what you were going to do to gain the information that you needed from the spiders, sort of contemplate your next move, through a series of strange circumstances. The hold, the manor house of the spiders was set aflame. And though very few know the cause of this, there was a chaos that erupted through the city in this moment, and the Kavar, the insect creatures that were plaguing this territory, began to erupt from the port itself, along with the queen that was leading this hive. You were able to fight off the Kavar in this dramatic scene, utilizing some clever magic on your cleric Simon's part. You temporarily banished the creature and were able to escape relatively unharmed. A few of you had some visions and dreams and stuff like that along the way, including your resident blood magic using warlock and your cleric, seeing some interesting things, having some interesting conversations. You all had a little bit of intrigue as well, some secrets being revealed, Xander doing a bit of investigating, maybe confiding in the wrong people, Anais doing some investigating of her own, and finally, in the last few moments of the session, you decided to hatch this plan, Anais and Zari, to secure the journal of that Captain Leon was holding of Crimson Drake. You snuck into her office while Zari was keeping her occupied, and as you broke into her desk and flipped through the first few pages of the journal itself, realizing a dangerous secret, there was a rattling, an explosion, as another ship approached yours in the distance. The Tryphon, the flagship of Lord Hendros Silks, firing some sort of strange arcane cannon over the bow of the Pharos as a warning to its crew. And that's where we are picking up our session here today. That cannon fire has just rocked over the bow. The whole crew has gone quiet. Some people are scrambling up from below deck. I feel like some of you also said at the end of the last session that you were making your way up to see what the commotion was. Is there anything anybody's in this chaos as the crew is trying to get their bearings? I'm going to start with Anais, actually. What are you doing as you have just learned the secret?
Oh, because I guess I'm still in the office, huh? Or
yes,
wherever. You are. Shoot. Well, that sounds bad. I'm going to take the journal.
Okay.
Order myself, and keep it. And then, can I see? Is there like a window or something? Can I see what's going on outside?
Yeah, you can. There are a couple windows. There's one like large window on the back that leads out to the to like a balcony on the back of the ship. But there's also some like portholes on the side that you can look out through. So yeah, you look out through one of the side windows and you see this larger ship coming up very quickly on the Pharos.
Okay. Really quickly, I'm gonna knock some shit over, so it looks like some things maybe fell or got lost when the ship was rocked by the attack. And I'm gonna try to get
Okay.
out of here without I'm gonna try to sneak out and use the chaos to try to not be seen.
Okay, make a stealth check with advantage.
26.
All right, 26. You head over to the doors leading out of the captain's cabin, and as you slink outside, you look around, you see some of the crew running around. You don't see Captain Leon currently because she went below deck with Zari to complain about the amenities, and it doesn't seem like anybody recognized or noticed you, at least that you're aware of.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to find my friend.
The rest of you below deck, you feel this impact, or at least this shockwave. Zari, Captain Leon, stops in her tracks as this happens, sort of grabs onto one of the braces and looks around and says, "We'll have to deal with this another time." And she goes jogging off back up the steps to the main deck.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow to make sure that she's not gonna walk in on anything.
Okay. Boys.
Running upstairs.
Yeah.
Simon is probably moving any last wounded to a safe place before heading back to deck.
Yeah, I think they'd probably have kind of turned the galley and like created kind of a pseudo like med bay for anyone that was hurt during the Kavar attack. So yeah, they're tended to, as long as the ship stays afloat. Xander, what were you still in?
I was
still in
laying
Zari's-
on Zari's hammock with the chalice out and the notes waiting for him, and then hearing that, I probably just would have dropped all that shit to the ground and grabbed my
Okay.
weapon and ran out.
Okay. Chalice hits the floor of the room with a clang, and you go running out. All of you, very quickly arriving on the main deck of the ship. Zari, you're right behind Captain Leon, and you see Annie's kind of on the other side of the deck. A little bit has moved kind of away from the cabin. She doesn't seem like she's in danger of being discovered. However, Captain Leon, she looks out and sees the Tryphon approaching and says, "Shite, fucking all right, we need to combat stations, everyone. I don't know what they're going to do." And she begins to yell out orders to the crew to prepare the sails and move to broadside.
Should we attempt to down the ship?
Looks over and looks at the considerable. It is a fair bit larger than yours, and she says, "I think the best advantage we have here is being able to move faster. If we can outpace it in some way, but with that cannon," she gestures over to the cannon on the front of the ship. She says, "I'm not sure. I think our best method here might be to negotiate if we can. I just don't want to be caught with our pants down if they decide to attack us again."
What do they want?
Fuck me if I know.
I mean, I can try to take out that cannon. Remember that big
She looks-
old thing that I did earlier?
Right. If you think you can do that, then if it looks like this conversation is going to head south, then maybe give it a shot.
Sure.
Do you have to be very close to do that?
No.
Perfect.
I was about to suggest, should I send a return message? And he'll heft a javelin.
She says, and she looks at their crew members who's like pulling out weapons and everybody's getting ready. And I think following your lead a little, Samek, since you're kind of the muscle on the ship, she says, "Let's everybody just take a breather for a moment. I'd rather not get in a fight and get a bunch of people killed if we don't have to. But it may not come down to that. Maybe we can negotiate. They're probably just looking for a portion of our treasure or whatever we're looking for, and we haven't found anything yet, so smiles and all that." right?
That's one way. Well, that's one hell of a way to flag down a ship, and I don't
You are-
appreciate that.
Well, you are the captain. We will follow your lead.
Good. Glad to hear it. Glad to hear I'm still in charge here. And she turns around on her heel and heads back up to the helm of the ship.
Glances over at Anais.
And as the Tryphon approaches, it is a considerable size larger than the Pharaohs, and it sort of overtakes the ship, casting a long shadow across it. Is coming from the distance of the direction of the setting sun, and it doesn't fire another shot, but you see this gleaming metal cannon at the front, and you can make out, especially those of you with some arcane training and knowledge, these gemstones that are embedded in the sides, and you're watching as one of the crew members, who seems to be in charge of firing or operating this thing, actually removes this like dull stone from the top of the cannon and tosses in the side and begins to place another one into it that seems kind of glowing and brighter.
As they're flying overhead, Samek has his thumb up and he's tracking that dude.
Yeah. And then you hear a voice booming out, echoing through some sort of arcane amplification from the Tryphon itself, though you can't make out whoever is speaking at this time. Says, Captain and crew of the Pharaohs, we demand that you raise your sails and prepare to be boarded in the name of the Honorable Lord Hendros Silks. Lay down your arms, and no one need die in the process.
Captain?
And Captain Leon kind of shouts back up, and who the fuck am I talking to? And the voice returns, this is Lord Hendra Silks. I take it you're the captain, I presume. And you watch as a shadow makes it to the deck of the ship, and you see a nobleman who you can just assume at first glance he is, because he is dressed much nicer than any sailor would be, wearing this yellow doublet specked with gold ornate buttonry and a silk shirt underneath. Is an older gentleman, probably middle years, and he looks down, sort of holding a hand to his forehead to see who he's speaking to in the shadows. And the ship itself is kind of listing down and kind of descending to be on a more even level with the Pharaohs, and says, I take it you're the Captain Leon, I would presume. As I said, I am not here through any animosity towards you or your crew here. My grudge is with the proprietor of your mission, and I can guarantee the safety of your crew and a fair compensation for your losses here today if you simply cooperate with my requests. Captain Leon says, no, that sounds very reasonable, Lord Silks, but I really am not in the position of giving up on contracts halfway through. I've been hired by the Whitney family to carry out a job, and I kindly ask that you leave us be. Otherwise, this may end up getting bloody, and nobody here wants that. There's a pause from their side, and you watch as that arcane cannon is finished being loaded. And he says, well, I suppose that I can't infringe on the honor of a captain in front of her crew. However, I can at least sweeten the pot here. I'll give you some time for you and your crew to decide while you mull it over. However, I can offer a substantial payment, 200 gold pieces to any crew member who lays down their arms, and an extra 1,000 to any mercenary under your employ, which I believe that there are several for their services, and we will escort you back to port unharmed and carry on our way. All we demand in compensation for this is any information you have on the whereabouts of the Black Kestrel and a certain journal that we believe is in your possession. And Lord Silks turns and disappears over the edge of the ship, out of sight.
Pompous bastard.
Fucking nobles, am I right?
How does he know about my journal? That's creepy.
Yes, indeed, Xander. I'm certain that's what he was speaking of.
Well, yes.
Well, what are we going to do, Captain?
Gold is 1,000 gold.
Would you like to move ships?
The captain steps down from the helm and sort of pacing across, and then turns to all of you and says, all right, now that we've heard the demands, any man here looking to take up this offer? And looks around to the crew, and they all remain very quiet. She says, good, didn't think so. All right, seems like our only option now is for things to get bloody, I suppose, because we're not turning up that journal. And I think, well, any ideas from the more capable ones here on how we can deal with that thing? Because I don't see us getting away very easily while that cannon's intact. Do you think your magic is enough to take it out?
Perhaps. Did I get a good enough look at it where I could figure that out?
Yeah, I mean, I think you can see it pretty well from here. It might take a few shots. If you're going with like a fireball spell, is what you're...
Well, either that or shatter on the gem.
Shatter on the gem. Yeah, I mean, you could probably destroy whatever this gemstone loading mechanism would be probably easier than the cannon itself.
Yeah.
But you also might get the impression that they have multiples of those to reload with each shot. But yeah, that would at least stall them for a bit.
Is the stair mechanism like a rudder underneath the ship, or is it more like you turn the sails with a...
It's more like angling the sails, because it does sort of float. It requires more like wind currents to move and direct itself.
What makes the ship fly?
The same as yours. There's a large like bladder, like a balloon, essentially above the
Filled
ship.
with what?
Hot air.
How far up is it?
From the deck from their ship to the bladder, maybe 70-80 feet.
Perfect.
And from us?
From you guys, because they're slightly elevated from you. The ship, they're probably 30 feet up, so like 110, 120 feet.
We'll have the men target the bladder. You hit the cannon.
Well, if we hit the bladder and it is destroyed, then they won't be able to fly. They'll just fall right out of the sky. We won't need to worry
Is there
about
any
it.
land nearby?
Currently, no.
Okay.
There are some like spires like coming up out of. They're nothing like you would consider like solid ground.
Okay. Just putting it out there. Let's not slaughter everyone on this ship by sending the ship down into the fog. There's a lot of them just hired hands, not bad people.
I mean, we're not going to totally destroy the balloon. They're going to lose some altitude, yeah, but that'll get us some time to get out of here.
Xander's looking at his sister, who probably wants to just fireball that ship.
No, she has no idea how this stuff actually works. She just knows no balloon, no flying, right?
Right.
Flying, death.
And Samek, as a practiced sailor, or somebody who spends a lot of time doing like ship to ship, preparing for ship to ship combat, I would assume, you would know that that is a common tactic, is to like take out the propulsion mechanism or the buoyancy mechanism for the ship to destroy it. They're typically like guarded to like, they don't just ignite into flames. They're treated with materials that keeps them from being vulnerable to being set afire or just being punctured. Yeah.
Well, given a moment or two, I could try to accomplish some more subtle sabotage, but you have to promise not to leave without me.
Sure, what are you thinking?
No, anything really. Can try to get to the cannon. Can try
Disable
to
their steering system.
throw a wrench in things.
I feel like they will suspect something if one of us goes on board.
Not if we take 1,000 gold and be like, smell you guys later. $1,000, $1,000. Let's go work with rich pets over here.
Are you wanting to do this? You've brought it up a couple times now, and I'm a little concerned that that's what you'd like to do.
Take money off of grandpa kind of dude. I don't know. Do we know this guy from town? Do we like him?
I wouldn't imagine so. Well,
Is
he
he
is in
richer
direct.
than
He is
us?
richer than your family. Yes. He's on even playing field with the Duke. They are sort of business rivals.
So
You don't like my fiance. I don't know how you feel about the Duke.
he's sired that kid.
Instead of sins of the father, it's sins of the son.
Well, all I need is a minor distraction.
I can do that.
Wait. How?
Turns to Xander, raises a fist.
Xander will raise
No.
an arrow.
No.
Wait, are you trying to fight me or what?
I mean, if we're planning on fighting them regardless.
I was gonna deck you in the face and start a scene.
Oh.
Okay. Just not on fire and not with the big spectral arm. Just your normal fist.
And please
And just-
avoid his nose. It's the family nose.
And just pretend to, and I'll make it duck. Actually, I'm not good at performance. That's a -1. Actually punch.
Captain Leon, who's been watching this whole thing, says, "You're all insane. I like it, but
You should go away now.
right. I'm going to go prepare just in case."
Oh, yes,
and-
win. There is a win, not an if. We're going to need to
Leave.
leave.
Right. She begins going out to the rest of the crew. Just be prepared to go. Just be ready. Stations, everyone. And just starts giving them their orders.
I'm assuming no crewman standing near my sister after what she did to old mate last time.
Yeah, she gets like a 30-foot like berth around her at all times.
Anais, did you need anything before you go?
I don't know. Good luck wishes, I guess.
Good luck.
You have a bow, right?
Mhm.
I'll give you one of my arrows which have a rope attached to it because you never know.
Thank you.
I still got one.
Wait for me.
Of course.
Slink away.
I'll wait for.
All right.
I'll wait.
So, before we start the scene of you guys fighting each other, Ennis, you are going to try to jump onto the other ship
Mm-hmm.
and then climb up the side of it to sneak around to sabotage it?
Yeah.
Okay.
This better be a good
athletics
distraction.
check athletics check to jump to the other side. Are you, anchoring yourself to the ship or anything?
Yeah, I probably should, huh?
For your jump. Because you look down. It's
Yeah.
about like
Yeah, I have some rope.
it's a fair distance.
She's just gone. Well, fuck.
I had another idea where. How far is their like safety catch rigging from us? Because they're in an elevated position.
Their safety catch rigging would be almost overlapping with the deck of your ship, about 20 feet up.
Samek yells traitor and throws Annie's overboard, but up instead.
Like a basketball.
It's pretty funny.
Let's not.
Yeah.
No.
If you wanted to try to like climb up the rigging of your ship and then make it over and go to their like the safety net on theirs, that would prevent you from needing to jump. And we could just start with a stealth check instead.
Yeah, that's probably what I was gonna go for. More what I was gonna go for.
Okay. Yeah, we could do that.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm not going to make you do a check for climbing up the
Oh,
mast because you got time. It's not immediate pressure. Okay, go ahead and make a stealth check for me, and then we'll get to the scene you guys are doing.
28.
Nice. Okay, so Samek, Xander.
How's the situation for the people to get onto their ship? Like, have they lowered some sort of plank?
It seems like they are waiting, and they're not going to invite anyone to come over until they have some sort of verbal confirmation that you're accepting their offer. So they're just kind of hovering in a stand position right now. I'll let you know, though, is that as you are like mulling this over and looking, you do glance up and you do see a faint hint of blue as you see Ian standing near the edge of the deck. And she is, her arms are crossed, and she is looking down in your direction with a slight smile on her face.
There's a visible exhale. He'll look over to her and give her a wink.
Would she believe you betraying us?
She just continues to stand there and watch what you do. I think she wants to see whatever it is, how you're going to get out of the situation.
Alright.
Would she believe you betraying us or no?
Probably not. I see a job through till the end, so
No. So I guess I'll betray us. Hold on, let's get their attention first. Don't just punch me. Let me take first swing.
Samek will bellow traitor as loud as he can. And then
I yell out the silk dude's name and be like, I'd like to come over, please.
Okay.
Well, we'll swap that then.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. As you yell out, Lord Silks, go ahead and make either deception or performance. I'll allow either one of those. If I'm assuming they're the same.
They're all the same.
But both of us or just him?
Just Sander. I'll give you
Just Sander?
advantage
Okay.
because because he is the
Okay.
one verbally like making this plea. And then I'll give you advantage because of what's about to follow.
This game I've done solely on Roll20, so we'll just continue with that. Roll20, don't fail me now. That's a 10. That is so much better than I thought it would be.
Okay, you yell out, and then Samek, you just clock him.
I'll go for a gut shot.
Gut shot. Okay. I assume that you're not trying to avoid it, Xander. We don't
Actually
need to do a roll.
hit me.
Okay.
I'll try and slightly to kind of mitigate the damage because he looks really strong.
What's your
My
strength again?
AC.
No.
Oh.
Well, no. I'm not going to do a roll unless there's a
Oh, yeah.
chance that he could miss.
I have
So
a
No.
plus
just going to say
8,
deal damage.
so deal damage.
Yeah.
Still deal damage.
Can
I'm
I
gonna punch
use this
him
one?
back.
8.
8 bludgeoning damage. So yeah, Samek then turns around on you and just a shot uppercut straight to the gut. You feel your diaphragm compress and you lose the ability to breathe for a second as the crew on the deck of the Tryphon comes to watch, and you see Ian, who was staring down and watched that scene, the smile still on her face. She turns and kind of moves out of sight. And there's a lot of commotion going on there. Some of the crew on your deck also kind of getting into it and trying to jeer and stuff at you, Xander. So I'll say it's enough of a distraction. Did you actually? You rolled a 28. I should have had you roll with advantage in Ace, but you can roll one more time if you want to.
Okay.
Ready to punch him back?
I mean, you can. Do you want to punch him back?
Yeah, I just got punched by a dude.
That was
Make
much
an
less.
attack roll. Okay, let me stick with the 28 then.
I'll let him hit. Sell it.
Yes.
Okay. You don't have.
Traitor.
What's your strength?
My strength, surprisingly, Xander's pretty rich. He has a +3 to his strength.
Okay, so 1 + 3, so 4 points of
And-
damage.
Oh, fucking monks. Right monks.
Okay. So as this
4
commotion's going on, you do hear Lord Silk's voice boom out once again. Says, "Now, any person that's looking to come over to take up our offer, I'd ask for civility in this moment. Please refrain from turning this into unnecessary conflict." And Anais, you kind of you slink over to the other side, begin to climb up the rigging, and you get your first view onto the deck of the ship. You see several very well armored mercenaries on the deck of the Tryphon, wielding spears and sort of mulling around Lord Silks, who is standing up there and conferring with a few, the captain and probably some other crew members of the ship. And you hear him as he calls out to the skirmish going on below. It looks like they're ready to board if they need to, but they are waiting it out. Where are you going? What are you looking for?
Is there like a steering mechanism of some sort?
Yes, there is. So from your perspective, to your right, there's a set of stairs leading up to a helm, and you can see the wheel of the ship up there.
That makes
That would
sense.
be the most immediate steering mechanism.
Is there anybody up there?
Yes, there is one person, probably the first mate or one of the other officers on the ship, who's currently standing at the helm, sort of guiding the ship a bit to make sure it doesn't crash into the Pharos.
What about the cannon?
The cannon is to your left on the other side. It's on like the bow of the ship, and is currently turned at like a 90-degree angle, since you are now they're kind of broadside with the Tryphon, or with the Pharos.
Okay,
There's probably more people around the cannon.
that's what I figured. Can I? Okay, here's what I want to do. I have a bunch of ball bearings.
Mm-hmm.
Can I I want to try to get up to the wheel to make it harder for them to follow us should we run away. So I'm gonna take
Okay.
just like a few of them. I want to try to get like close to the stairs and then across on the other side, like chuck some of these ball bearings just so they make a sound over there.
Mm-hmm. Okay. To try to lure the person
Yeah.
off away from the wheel.
Just long enough
Okay.
for me to do something.
Yeah, so you slink around, kind of scaling the side of the ship, Assassin's Creed style, and then as you reach the upper deck, the helm, you take a few of those bearings and toss them. Make a sleight of hand check.
$23?
Okay, you chuck them, and then ting, 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 they go rolling over the others on the other side of the deck from you, across the way and kind of off of the side. And you hear them ding a few other things on their way down. The officer who is standing there, his head jerks to the side, and you see him kind of reach for a cutlass that he is wearing and slowly begins to slink over there to see where that noise was.
I'm gonna get up to the wheel. Is it immediately evident? Is there like something I can cut or like take apart? Or loosen?
Yeah. So there's
Set on
a
fire?
series. Yeah. So the wheel itself, I mean, yeah, you can set it on fire. It's like lacquered wood, but the interior of it is a housing like pulley system that's actually housed within like a kind of ornate wooden like structure built onto the ship, which through turning will move some of the pulleys that like engage some of the masts and rope systems that cause the sails to turn to navigate. So the yes, you could open that up and fiddle around in there.
Yeah, that's what I want to do.
Okay. You just like gonna cut it so they can't steer it at all?
Yeah.
Or are you trying to like lock it in place? Okay.
No, I'm gonna take out a dagger and just slice the ropes.
I don't think I need to make you roll for that. I think that's pretty easy. So yeah, you just you pry open the wood while he's over there very quickly. You have limited time as he is slinking across, and you don't want anybody else to see you. You pop open the panel, slash one of the ropes on the inside. I think it like begins to fray and pulls a lot of tension on this rope. Before it even has a chance to snap, you duck around, kind of very quickly jog over to the side of the ship and slide off the edge again. Just in time, you hear a snap, and there's a pop, and you hear something inside the mechanism, and you hear within the ship itself a few things begin to shift and creak, and then you watch as the large like mainsail kind of begins to list to the side, and the whole ship begins to drift, losing its control. Immediately everyone on the ship begins to scramble.
Which way is it drifting?
It looks like the way they currently had it angled, it was your ship is like this, theirs is like this. It is kind of beginning to come this way, where it looks like the back of the ship might like impact a bit. So,
Do I see Anais?
yeah, because you know where she was. You see her kind of. I think she probably slides off the edge and then lands in the safety net of the Tryphon.
Can I do one more thing?
Yes.
I'm gonna climb across the net and back the way I came, and to like close the distance, come back onto our ship, and then strike the flint that's in my tinderbox, and just set the safety net on fire.
Oh, you're saying
No,
the safety of
our
Theirs.
safety net?
No, theirs.
Oh god.
theirs.
No, not ours. We need that.
Okay, you see, so Zara, you have a chance because you're seeing her do this. You have a chance to do something if you wanted to do something, but you see her begin to strike up a match to set something on fire up there.
How close am I to it?
You are
Within 60 feet?
yeah, within 60 feet.
Okay, I'll once the flame starts, I will control flame to make it bigger.
Okay. All of you below see this too. If there's anything else you want to do as you're watching this chaos unfold, everybody can have one action if they want to.
While fighting Sammy, I'm going to be asking him between blows, do you want to kill a demon after this? This is what I'm going to ask him if he's down to kill a demon.
What? The thing goes on fire. Samek like spots Anais, and he's gonna run to that side of the ship.
Is that
Okay.
a yes?
Captain, I
take that
believe
as a yes.
now is the time.
Yes. So as all of this happens, there is a shift to the crew, and everybody begins to pull on the rigging and to prepare the ship to move. You watch as the Tryphon above you is just slowly beginning to shift, and you're hearing shouting from up there from presumably Lord Silks. Anais, you roll off the rigging, climb back onto the Pharos as the safety net is coming into flames. In that moment, though, there is also a few shadows that begin to illuminate or begin to they're cast across the deck as you watch three heavily armored or moderately armored but very large mercenaries from the Tryphon run along the edge of their deck and go to leap down onto the Pharos. And moving along with them is a streak of blue as you see Ian do the same. So I'm going to go ahead and have everyone roll for initiative.
I'm on your side, Silk Dude. I'm betraying you.
I got a natural 20 initiative. Watch, that's my only good roll of the night.
I'm good with the fool.
I got to get these sheets up.
Did you roll a 19.2? Why are they all points? Or is that just my view?
It's the initiative break, tiebreaker.
Oh.
Okay.
I've actually got 1,000-sided die, and it has up to tenths of decimals or hundredths of decimals.
Gladiator, are you ready?
Are you not entertained?
I'm just thinking of the TV show Gladiator, where it's like, Gladiator, are you ready? Challenger, are you ready? Fight! It's some stupid challenge.
Okay, I think I've got almost all of them. I forgot to turn them on Whisper. Okay. Cool. I think that's everyone on my end. Here you guys go. So I should pop that up.
Yep. Strong initiative.
Okay.
Put
What was
myself to the
mine?
tracker.
19.2. Oh, so much better.
Good.
All right. Is everybody on there?
Yes, sir.
All right. Simon, you're up first.
Oh,
Okay.
no, that's all right.
I guess a quick question. Okay, looking at these tokens for a second, I thought they had some like necrotic growth at their necks, but that's probably just fur hair.
That's their hair. Yeah.
Okay, so these aren't, monstrous looking dudes. They're just big.
No,
beefy
they're
dudes.
just buff.
Okay. Well, I think my first action is I'm going to attempt a hold person on Ian, because if he's any, well, she looks like a special operative.
Okay.
So she needs to make a, what is it? Wisdom saving throw against 16.
Okay. Wisdom save. That's a 15.
So she is paralyzed up to a minute, as long as I maintain concentration.
Okay. At the end of its turn. Okay. Yeah. All right. So yeah, as she leaps over and you watch her like kind of the mercenaries hit the ground and just sort of like roll and slam into it, like almost like cracking the deck a bit. Doesn't look comfortable. As she lands the ground, there's just like a slowness, and she just lands quietly on the deck as she surveys her surroundings. However, before she goes to take a step to move, you quickly throw out the spell in her direction. She just locks into place, a look of intensity across her. Okay, awesome. So that it for your turn?
Yeah, I'll use my movement to try and, hide behind a mast or something, just get into some minor cover.
Okay. That will be Anaisa's turn.
Okay. I'm gonna hop down, look very pleased with myself, and go after one of the big dudes.
Okay.
I'm going to attack with my
Go for it.
rapier. That's a natural 20.
Nice.
I don't remember what my dice is. like a sneak attack. Oh my god, it's a lot. Hold on. $48.
Run that by me again.
48.
48. Ow. So you come running up behind one of the mercenaries, and before they even have as they're coming out of this roll, as they hit the deck, and just slide the blade right in between their ribs, and you see they let out a grunt of pain and pull back as just a spurt of blood is cast across the deck. They are not looking good after that. They don't look happy either. Anything else?
Yeah, I can attack with my bonus action, so I'm going to, because I'm afraid if this man
Okay.
lives to hit me, it's gonna be bad.
Yeah, go for it.
That's a 25 to hit.
That also hits.
And one little d6. Well, that's 6 more damage.
6 more damage.
Yep.
All right, you slash them again. This time they were ready, and they throw up their shield to try to block. However, you kind of scrape along the shield and along their arm as well, drawing some more blood. Not as much, but it's something. Okay.
Back up. I'm gonna back up away from him, but I'm gonna try to obviously he's gonna be super pissed at me, so I'm gonna try to draw him away from his friends.
Okay.
So he'll
Cool.
come after me.
Perfect. Xander.
Seeing Blue Headlight paralyzed, I will be aiming at her, but then seeing Anna East destroy a dude, I'm gonna quickly adjust angle and I'm gonna shoot him.
Okay.
That's not an advantage, so that's just a 15.
15 will miss.
Okay, I'll take my second attack and try and hit him again.
Okay.
That's a 19.
That'll hit.
Okay, I'm gonna be roll a die after this because that was a 5 and a 9.
I know how I felt on last Tuesday.
So there's 8 piercing.
8 piercing. Okay.
Is he still up?
Oh yeah. He
He's
is
looking really
now.
rough.
He's now bloodied.
My action surge and try and take
Okay.
the dude down.
Okay.
What are you doing, Boromir? Go down. Okay, that is a 27.
27 will hit.
So much nicer. 8 piercing.
Okay.
He's still standing.
Oh yeah.
Okay, we're gonna sharpshooter this one,
Okay.
which is an 18.
Hits.
Oh, max damage. That is 8 plus 5 is 13 plus 10, 23.
Ooh, 23. Okay.
Is he still standing?
Yep.
Ah,
He now looks very rough though.
I just hope he doesn't realize the one guy with a bow and arrow just hit him.
Yeah, like he has 3 arrows sticking out of him now, and he has no idea it was you.
Yeah.
No, he saw you. The Boromir reference was apt. Anything else?
Am I close to the bad people?
I mean, you're on the deck of the ship, so
I want to
yes.
get as far away from the bad people as possible. 'Cause
You move away from the bad people as far as you can. All right. That will be the bad people's turns. So we have, well, Boromir is going to take their turn first. And I think he has the arrows sticking out of him, but he can't really get to Xander right now. So he just goes straight for Annie's.
Okay.
And he is going to make 3 attacks against you
Bye, everyone.
with his spear. Actually, no. His first one, he is going to bash you with his shield.
Rude.
Which is a 12. So that
Nope.
misses, I assume. He'll try bashing you again. 16.
Oh, dang. Yeah, that hits.
Okay. That's 8 bludgeoning. I usually make a strength saving throw.
Okay. 18.
You succeed. So you are not knocked prone as he tries to to knock you down on the ground. However, with his third attack, he goes stabbing over his shield with the spear for one last strike. That's a 12 again. Jesus, I can't roll. That will miss you. So those are his three attacks. The other one, I imagine Samek, you're pretty much up there in the fray. Okay. One is going to come after you. Same thing, shield bash. It's a 26, so I think that hits. Make a strength save for me.
It's my best save. 25.
Okay. Yeah, 7 points of bludgeoning damage as he hits you with it. It feels you're like a mountain. I don't think he's gonna be able to knock you prone again. But he slams into you once and you hold firm, and then he just goes for 2 quick strikes with his spear. That's a natural 20 and an 18.
18 hits.
So that's 18 points of damage for the first spear attack.
Okay.
And 13 for the second. And the last one, Xander's out of dodge. Simon ran around the thing, and he's, I guess, Zari. What you doing?
Is it my turn or is someone attacking me?
No. Where were you standing at? I imagine you were.
I'm trying to get a line on the gem or on the firing mechanism that they have, so probably towards the front of the ship, right?
Yeah.
I look very pretty. I don't look like a fighter.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think you've really done anything to antagonize them yet. I think they're going after the people they see as they understand to be threats at this point. So yeah, I think one is gonna chase down Simon because you did cast a spell and then run around the corner, and he sees Ian not moving. So
Taking a little rest.
We had a little nappy poo.
he is going to, same deal, going to try to hit you with a shield as he comes around the edge of the comes around the side of the mast and then just swings with one massive arm at you. It's a 13.
Misses.
He'll shield bash again. 25.
That hits.
Strength save.
Not my best. 13.
That's a fail. So you are knocked prone.
Okay.
You take 10 bludgeoning from that.
Okay, and concentration check.
Yes.
That's a 13. So still good.
So you're good. And then a 24 on the last spear attack.
That hits.
For 12 piercing.
So that was 22 total.
Yeah. So go ahead and one more con save.
That's only a 9. Well, there goes the second level spell slot for nothing.
Darn. Yeah, he smashes you 3 times with that last spear attack into your shoulder. You lose concentration on the hold person, and Ian is freed. That will end the gladiator's turns. Samek.
I'm gonna go after the one attacking Anais.
Okay.
So, bonus action rage. You see
Okay.
4 spectral arms pop out, and first attack is a 22.
That'll hit.
Okay, I'm just gonna roll the attacks, and then actually, how low does this guy look?
He's pretty low. You might be able to get him in 1 or 2.
For 11 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay, he's still up, very, very low.
Second attack on him. 18.
That would hit, but he's gonna use his reaction to parry to make it miss. So he throws up a shield and blocks your strike.
I should have used. Yeah, that's it for me. I'll interpose myself between him and Ace.
Okay, all right. I'll be Ian's turn now. And Samek, as you come around to protect Anais, you see a flash next to you as Ian, at a very quick step, comes almost appears to like teleport up next to you. You see lightning coursing off of her, and she says, "Hello, brother. Round 2." And
he gives her the wildest grin.
She uses her Fangs of the Sky Serpent, and you watch her arms just erupt into electricity, and she makes 2 attacks against you. Well, that was anticlimactic. That misses very badly. Oh my god. So that was an 11 and a 14 on her first 2 attacks. So those both miss. So with her bonus action, she's going to make 1 more. Fuck it. She won't probably have many turns to do that. She's going to flurry of blows and make 2 more attacks against you. 27 and 28.
Does hit.
First one is 7 points of lightning damage.
Yep.
And roll 13 points of lightning damage.
Okay.
Okay. And yeah, she begins to sweep out, and as she punches, you watch her fist don't actually connect with you. Instead, this course of electricity surges off of her and strikes you in several vital points. You just feel this numbness begin to take over your body. But that's it for her turn. Then it's Lord Silks, who comes walking up to the edge of the ship and begins to sort of curse about, and he says, "If you just turn over the journal, then all of this can be avoided." And he is going to cast. Yeah, I think he's putting in minimal effort right now. He casts a firebolt at Xander, because you're the only one that hasn't been hit this round, so he's going to throw that at you.
Does he recognize Xander?
He might. I don't think he has yet, but he may as this progresses.
Fucking throw my journal overboard.
That's 18 points of 18 to hit.
Yes. Please
Okay.
don't say 18 points.
12 points of fire damage.
Again, that's double digits. I don't like double digits.
Okay, that is going to end his turn. Sorry.
Zari is. Do I have line of sight on this mechanism they have in the front?
Yeah.
Zari is going to grab some of the harpy blood. She's gonna right on the railings and then slam on it and cast Shatter on the. It's a 10-foot sphere.
Mm-hmm.
So anything in that 10 feet needs to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Crystal, let's see. A creature made of non-organics has disadvantage, if that matters. And then anything that a normal non-magical object that isn't being worn or carried also takes the damage. So
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, so what'll happen is that'll catch the cannon, the crystal, and the person operating it. So
Mhm.
I'll have them make a Constitution saving throw.
Yep.
That's a natural one. So
23 thunder damage.
okay, that person's dead. It just like explodes in from the thunder.
Yeah.
And you watch a 23 thunder damage. You watch that. You see a spark of something from up there. You don't quite have the angle to see what it was, but this is just release of energy off of the cannon, and the sound of something breaking. So you gather it did a lot of damage to that. The cannon itself seems to be mostly intact still, but it definitely takes the damage from there. So I will.
Cool.
Note that.
She'll say up to Lord Silks, I'm sorry, darling, this one is already funded. You may carry on. Go away.
He looks down at you, and you're beginning to see a glint of recognition across his face, like he's beginning to put some things together. All right.
And then I'm going to move so that I'm not like standing out in the open. Just like casually walking across the ship while there's fighting going on.
Perfect. Simon.
Gonna use half movement to stand back up. Assume this guy's still at least 2 to 3 feet taller than me.
Yeah, he's a big boy.
Gonna, hunker down behind my shield and just say, I have important business on this journey. You need to piss off. And I am going to cast a spiritual weapon on the other side of him and try and stab him with this divine rapier that appears.
Okay, make your attack.
I need to remember what my modifier for that is. +8. Well, that's only a 13.
Yeah, that'll miss. You see a look of sort of instinct across his face as you mutter the incantation for the spiritual weapon, and he seems to almost predict your movement and dodges out of the way of the rapier as it strikes out at him.
Okay, well, for my action, I will then kind of bang one hand, or my free hand, against the shield, and it makes creates the sound of, loud tavern as I toll the dead on him, so he needs to make a wisdom save.
Okay, wisdom saving.
Yeah.
That's a 13.
That fails. I assume this guy still has all his health.
He does, yes.
Yep. Okay, so it's going to be 2d8. 3 necrotic damage.
Ow. Okay. 3 necrotic damage, but he is now hurt. So first blood.
Yeah.
Anything else?
That's it.
Okay. Anais.
I'm gonna try to finish off this guy that Samek is protecting me from.
Okay.
I just,
Yeah. Make your attack.
Underneath, in between two of Samek's many arms.
Okay. Yeah. Make your strike
Try
against him.
to stab him. Dirty 20.
Okay. That'll hit. Go ahead and roll damage. Are you going to use your sneak attack on this one, or are you just going to do your...
Yeah, I'll do it on this one. Uh, 24 piercing damage?
Yeah. He's dead.
Sneak it in there.
Yeah, you just see the same weak point as before and just strike forward under Samek's arms and into the torso of this mercenary, and he collapses in a heap in front of you. Okay, so anything else?
Well, I was debating if I wanted to go ahead in second wind. Can I get to the one that's attacking Simon?
Yeah, I'd say you could.
Okay, then I just briefly move a hand on Samek's back and go, my hero, and then run away.
Okay.
To go and try to stab that man.
All right. So you go try to stab. So do you have another? No, you don't have your bonus action to make another strike, or you are
I
using
didn't
that.
do anything with my bonus action.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead and
I'm
make
gonna
another
use
strike.
it for stabbing.
Yeah. Stab.
Oh, 18.
He's gonna use his reaction to parry that. Sorry. But you are now engaged and bringing some heat off of Simon. Okay. End of Anise's turn. Xander, what you got, my boy?
Lord Silk shot me with a firebolt. That's very rude. So I'm gonna shoot him back
Okay.
and inform him he's very rude and I never liked him.
Okay.
Does a 14 hit it?
No.
I'll take
Misses.
another attack. This time though, can I use the last arrow with rope attached to it I have? I'm gonna pretend he's the harpy and I want to pierce this motherfucker and drag him off his boat.
Okay. Roll that by me again. So you're trying to hit him with the rope, with the air with the rope, and try to pull him to like tether him.
Yeah, and then
Okay.
pull him off his boat
Just
so he dangles from
Making
behind.
sure I understand what you're saying. Yeah, go for it.
Come on, don't. I'm using a different die for this. 'Cause that one failed me. I'm gonna go with my little fireball one. And that is a 19, which is a crit because I'm a champion.
All right, go ahead and roll your damage.
Ah, you're gonna die, bitch.
And you say I'm the evil one.
He shot me with a firebolt. It's allowed for retaliation purposes.
It's like the weakest fire spell. He was just trying to scare you.
12 plus 5, that's 17 piercing damage, and now we're attached.
I'm glad. I'm happy for you too. 17 points of piercing damage.
And
All
then,
right, he was now the arrow kind of like sinks into him. It like cuts through his side, but mostly it's tethered to like through his doublet and his shirt. And he is like trying to pull it out of him, but it's like stuck in there right now. And you guys have this rope between the two of you. So somebody can use their action to attempt to.
what if I ran away from him?
You still have to use an action. You can bring him as taut as you want, so he can't step back. But in order to actually pull him down, I would say that'd be an action.
Okay. I'm gonna second wind because I am pretty because I let someone punch me for some reason.
Don't know why you did that. Okay, so that's Xander's turn.
Yep.
All right, back to the gladiators. There are the mercenaries. There are 2 remaining. One is with Simon and Anais. I don't know what I just said there. Anais. It's going to make its attacks against the 2 of you. He is going to try to bash you, Anais, with the shield first. That's a 24.
Yep.
8 bludgeoning, strength save.
Two.
It's a fail. You're knocked prone. He's going to make a follow-up spear attack against you with advantage. Even with advantage, it's only a 13. And I think... fuck it. Yeah, he's going to make another... He saw what you did to the other guy, so he makes his third attack against you, too. He's not, I think, overly concerned with Simon right now, but that may change. Will probably change. That's a 14. Christ. Okay. He misses. Okay. The last one was engaged with Simon. So, or not Simon. Samek. No. Yes. I think that's
going
right.
after Xander?
No, that one. No, he was
One of them
over
came
there
after
with
me,
Yep.
and one
Yeah.
was going to go after my sister, but she looked like an innocent who was doing nothing at the point in time.
Yeah, this one pivots back around because Samek kind of skirted around him to interpose himself with Anise and the other one. So he's going to make his spear attacks against you. Actually, I think he drops the shield, realizing that you're kind of scary, Samek, and is just going to go for two-handed spear attacks against you. That is a 26, an 11, and a 22.
2 hit.
Total of 20 points of piercing.
Not bad.
Could have been worse.
Could have.
That is the end. That is the end of his turn. Samek, it is your turn now.
You see him totally ignore the guy.
This guy just wants your attention. He's attacked you twice now, and you just won't attack him back. He just wants to be friends.
That's how you make the best of friends. Use my bonus action to use my ancestral arms, or not ancestral arms, astral self arms. Instead of the traditional like red-white that pop out, the arms that he have glow this black, and it looks like it's absorbing light instead of emitting light. And he turns to Ayan and he cracks a knuckle. You better be ready. And he'll attack her.
Okay, make your attacks.
First attack is a 18.
18 will miss.
Ooh, she's got. Oop, that's not on the thing. She's got armor. How about a 22?
That'll hit.
Okay,
Yeah, not wearing any armor. She just like dodges out of the way of your attack, just effortlessly.
Oh, she will take 11 points of necrotic damage.
Ooh. 11 necrotic. Okay.
That was my second strike. He's my bonus action. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So the first attack you make, she dodges out of the way of, but doesn't anticipate your second strike as you come in from an odd angle. Probably something that she hasn't seen you do before, hasn't a pattern that hadn't picked up on. And as you strike her and you watch this necrotic energy sort of wash across her face with the impact, it fades away and you see the little bit of blood trickling out on the side of her mouth, and she cocks her head at you and says, "Well played." And she gears up for her strikes against you. Is that it or anything else?
That's it. That's turn end.
Okay.
Someone
Her
get the spear
turn.
guy off me, please.
Yeah, we're gonna do this. She goes like she's going to attack, but instead goes through an elaborate sort of hand motion, and then does sort of an under thrust towards you, and she doesn't make contact. That lightning doesn't come out. Instead, there's this explosion of air that comes out from her, threatening to sort of like push you back. I need you to make a strength saving throw.
18 plus 4 is 22.
Okay, that's a success. So you'll take half damage from this. You'll take 7 points of bludgeoning damage, and you are not. Yeah, so you're not pushed. So you're able to maintain your position as she sort of goes to push you backwards. Not necessarily over the deck of the ship, but just further into the fray. And you just hold yourself firm. You kind of skid back a few inches. And as you hold yourself steady, she gives you another impressed look as she closes the gap to go in for more strikes. But that is her action. And I think that'll be her turn for this round. Yeah. Lord Silks is not happy. I think he looks down at you, Zari, because you got his attention. And he says, "Are you Lady Valander?"
I respond with, "Why, yes." Pleasure to see
Good.
you again.
I was hoping we'd have the chance to meet, though I'm disappointed it's under these conditions. And he begins to cast a spell. And yeah, I think he's going to. Yeah. He says, "We'll continue our conversation shortly," and he instead points a finger over at Xander, who I don't think he's recognized yet,
No.
but has tethered him now with the arrow, and is going to send a small bead of flame in your direction, which hits the ground right in front of you, and
You
explodes
missed.
into a ball of fire. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw. Actually, before you make the save,
At the start, it
Yeah,
would have been,
you can-
don't ignore me. This is a slight tugging on the rope to be like, hey, quit talking to my sister. I'm the one that's attacked. You missed.
yeah, it explodes. Make a dexterity saving throw.
Is he the only one that needs to?
I'm
That's a
debating who would be
natural
closest to
one.
Xander,
What?
because he moved further away from
Yeah.
everyone. I think there's probably some of the crew is caught up over there, but I don't think any of you immediately are in that vicinity.
I decided to use roll 20 for some reason, and I got a natural one. So,
Mistake.
yep.
That was just a third level one though, so
Just
that's. I felt like that was a good roll. Well, I'm not sure. 27 points of fire damage. And you and a couple of the crew members are burst into flames. I think there are 2 others that are in the vicinity, and they're just gone. They're just charred on the ground.
Is my rope all right? Because it's worn. It's a worn item that can't be good.
Can't be caught on fire.
2 people are wearing it right now.
We are really stretching some ideas of reality here, but I will say the rope is on fire. You have 1 turn to deal with it before it is gone.
Cool.
Okay. That is going to end his turn. Sorry.
It me. I was already unmuted. Sorry. I already cast it. I cast Eldritch Blast or Eldritch whatever. Anyways, I was trying to think of something clever, and then I didn't. And I would like to cast it at the one who is attacking Samek Anais and Simon.
Simon. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Make your attack.
I already did. It was a 20.
Oh, nice.
I was
okay.
using the D&D Beyond thing, and I hit it there, and it went through. So 6 force damage.
6 force damage. All right.
Didn't do a ton. And I'm gonna
You
continue.
get a second one too, don't you?
Yeah. Oh, I just did the one. Okay. Then
Yeah.
I'm going to continue to walk over. Yeah, should. Yep. 21 for 12 damage.
Nice. All right. 12 points of damage. All right. And continuing to walk.
Yeah, towards well, not towards my brother anymore. Probably towards Semek and his friend. But
Yeah.
not like I'm just gonna be a little bit away. Like I'm not
Mhm.
getting involved. I'm just waiting for them to be finished.
Okay. All right. Simon.
Okay. Yeah, I think the rapier still floats there pseudo menacingly because it hasn't done shit yet, but instead gonna bonus action mass healing word on those of us who are damaged. So we all get back. I rolled a 1, so we get 6 HP. I have not rolled well except for initiative. I said it was gonna happen.
Yeah.
And now the guy needs to make a wisdom saving throw as I told the dead again.
Okay. Wisdom save. Actually rolled pretty well. It's a 19.
Yeah, so he just shrugs it off, nothing happens.
What was the damage on the attack again. Use your bonus, or no, you did a healing. Never mind.
Yep.
I'm right now. Okay, yeah. That's your turn.
Good question. Want to clarify who got the 6 HP?
Everyone who is damaged, because it can be up to 6 people.
So Sonic as well.
Yep.
Okay.
And maybe 2 of the crew members who got hit with the fireball if they're not just ashes.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, one of them is looking a little bit better. I don't think they were like ashes, but they were like very badly burned. So
Yeah.
they're looking better. Okay, so you do that, and Annie's, you'll go first before this happens. So yeah, Annie's, what are you doing?
I would like to get up off of the ground, please. So I'm
Okay,
gonna
you stand up.
quickly. No, I do the thing where I like propel myself with my back, and then it's very cool. And I get up.
Yes, it is very
and then-
cool. You do
thank
it.
you. That's all I care about. I keep up. Thank you. I can think of the word. And I would like to stab the man in his back. Well, probably not in his back. He was attacking me. Just like from as I come up, and try to stab him with my rapier.
Okay.
Or not. 12.
12 will not hit.
Okay, I'm gonna use my bonus action to try to stab him with my short sword.
Okay.
That's way better. 25.
That'll hit.
Bump, bump, bump. That's 20 piercing damage.
Oof. 20 points of piercing damage. As with your first attack, it glances off his shield. However, as he interposes the shield in front of him, he loses sight of you, and you use that to slink around a little bit and then go for another sort of kidney shot with your blade, and you hit home. Not as bad as you damaged the first guy, but still pretty bad.
Does he look bad?
No, he's not quite bloodied yet. These guys are beefy. Anything else?
Yeah, I'm gonna action surge and hit him 2 more times.
Okay.
That's a 27 on the first one,
Hits.
and a 19 on the second one.
Hits.
One more d6 in there. That's 23 for both.
Oof. 23 total.
Total, yeah.
Okay. Just making sure.
Sorry.
He is now bloodied. Yeah. As you make your next strike, driving the blade. I think you just stab him a couple more times in the side in that same spot. End of your turn. At initiative count 20. The ship, which has been listing closer and closer, finally makes impact with the balloon above the Pharos. You watch as the Tryphon, which is continuing to turn, begins to list onto its side, and the crew up there loses their footing at the same time as all of you on the deck of the Pharos are jostled around. I need everyone to make a dexterity saving throw.
She's not using roll 20. That's better. That is a 19.
17.
14.
Okay.
I'm gonna use my luck to reroll that.
Okay.
21.
20.
Okay, I think the lowest we're at is a 14. Okay, you all succeed. As it hits, you watch the crew begin to slide. Actually, the 3 gladiators will make theirs. They all fail because I'm trash.
I sure hope the dead one fails.
Oh yeah, I forgot I hit it 3 times. Yeah, the dead one slides off the side of the ship. It's just gone. The other 2 also fall, and Ian. Man, I hope she makes this. That'd be okay. She makes it. Not by a lot, but she does make it. So the two gladiators are now prone. Ian is now standing. The whole ship is continuing to list as the two are kind of getting caught up with each other. It's not a great situation up there. You watch as a couple of the crew from the Tryphon go tumbling off the side. One lands in the net, the other one does not. It actually falls like directly between the two ships, and just Wilhelm scream disappears out of sight.
I just look up at what's going on, and then just like look back down at Simon and be like, "It's amazing what cutting like 2 ropes will do."
I'm also going to make a roll. I forgot to make one for Lord Silks.
Don't tell me I'm gonna save him because I shot him.
That rope's gonna burn on your turn if you don't do anything. So
He is going to choose to succeed on that one, so he does stay on his feet.
I mean, choose to succeed.
the man has legendary actions.
No, not quite.
Okay.
Wizard.
Oh.
Fuck another one of these dudes. Oh.
Listen, I didn't mean to do 2 of these in the same week time frame. It just so happened to fall out that way. Yes, he's a divination wizard. Uses his important to succeed. Okay, that is. We're gonna take our break and come back to the other side of this. So everyone hang out with us. We will be back shortly to pick up with Xander's turn, which I'll go ahead and mark there, and join us to see how this epic fight concludes next time on the Black Kestrel, or later in like 5 minutes. See you soon. Bye, everyone. And welcome back, Internet. Thank you for hanging out with us. If you stuck through that terrible outro I did for the break, then thank you for coming back. We are just going to go ahead and jump right into the action and see how this turns out. So your two ships have just collided. The Tryphon, hovering in the air about 30 feet above you, slams into the side of the balloon that is suspending the Pharos. Both ships jostled around, some of the crew members falling off into the abyss below. All of you maintaining your balance for the most part, and the two gladiators being knocked down. So, picking back up, Xander, it is your turn. You have a rope tied to you, and the other end tied
I'll
to...
tell him to hold on, and then I'm going to grab it, and I'm going to, while I'm pulling, run the other way. Run away from him and pull and try and yoink him.
All right, it's going to be a contested athletics check between the two of you.
Yeah, I told him to hold it. I don't want him to fall to his death.
Well, the rope is on fire, so...
Yeah, he shouldn't have done that spell. That's his doing, okay?
Go for it.
That is an 18.
2. So you go running away from him and just yank him off of the deck of the ship. And as he falls, there is a flash. He as a reaction casts Featherfall on himself, but it's only going to just slow his descent as he begins to tumble down.
Balloon that's slowly losing its healing now?
Essentially. So here's my question for you, because I will give you the choice. You can either pull him, because he casts the Featherfall on himself, you can either pull him hard enough so that he comes down onto the deck of the ship that you are on, or you could pull him, or you could let him fall between the ships.
I'm pulling him onto the deck. I'm like, you're coming over here. He wants to chat and he does not recognize me. I'm pissed.
Okay, so he does tumble off and kind of like spins through the air once as he casts the Featherfall on himself, and as he stabilizes, lands onto the deck of the Pharos unharmed, but then looks up and sees everything going on around and just goes, oh shit.
We wanted to chat, and my noble blood's coming out, not being recognized by another noble. I'm pissed.
He may recognize you next turn.
Walk up to him.
Okay, so you start walking up to it. I think as you walk up to him, then he goes, wait, you're the other Valander.
Too late.
No, it was a misunderstanding. You hit me with the arrow first. I mean, listen, we can talk about this. And he like is stepping back away from you.
You shot me with fire first, so don't too fucking start.
So that's your turn, Xander?
Yep.
Okay. The two remaining mercenaries, the one that is with Simon and Anais, is going to rinse and repeat. So he's going to try to shield bash you again. We'll go with Anais again. It's a natural 20. Need you to make a strength saving throw.
Okay. 15.
That's a success. So you stay on your feet. You take 16 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
Okay. And then he's going to go for a spear attack against Simon. One hand. It's a 14.
Misses.
He'll make that a double strike against you. It's a 19.
That hits.
10 points of piercing damage. So smashes into Annie, sort of like crushing her against the mast, and then strikes out straight towards you, Simon. The first one deflecting off your shield, but he goes for another quick strike, getting between the plates of your armor and dealing some damage. The other one that is engaged with Samek sees the Lord being pulled off of the ship and landing there, and sees Xander coming at him, and actually is going to peel off from you to go protect Lord Silks. You can make an opportunity attack if you'd like to.
No, it's full ignore.
Okay. He's going to run straight towards Xander.
He's not worth it.
So Xander, this one comes up to you and is going to hit you with the shield.
He can make it that far?
About 30 feet of movement. It's a 60-foot long ship. You can make it that far.
It's like 60 feet. Okay, bring it. I don't care. Hawkeye just destroyed a wizard. It's a rope and an arrow.
18 to hit.
Yes.
It's 9 bludgeoning damage and a strength save from you.
Bloody Fireball, where are you, Mr. Fireball die? You've been good to me so far. 9 plus 6 is 15.
Success. I don't know if I said this, 9 points of bludgeoning damage.
Yep,
from that one.
I took that to the face.
And then he makes he's gonna bash you again. It's a 26 to hit.
Too much impact, it kind of stops. Okay.
Another strength save from you.
Okay, that one's a 10 with the plus 6, so a 16.
You succeed again, so that's 7 points of bludgeoning. You are not knocked prone, and then he goes for one overhanded spear attack.
You know, not
19 to hit for 12 points of piercing.
Oh my gosh, yeah, I'm not looking good to him. So this guy's ran across the deck, hit me twice in the face with the shield, and then stabbed me, and I'm still just looking at the wizard going, I win, but just bloody. I beat you. I'm gonna die.
That's the end of his turn. Sandbag.
Here we go. Move in closer to her. First attack is a 19.
That'll miss.
Oof. Okay. Second attack is a 24.
Hits.
For that's not fun. 5 points of necrotic damage, and I'm going to blow a key point for flurry of blows.
Okay.
No, that's rage. Why do I have some of these shit? Okay, cool. First unarmed attack is 25.
Okay. That'll hit.
And then 18, 24.
Also hits.
No, 26. So totaling to 16 points of bludgeoning. Or no, these are with my arms necrotic.
Okay. 16 points of necrotic damage. Another, you whiff on the first strike, and then follow up with another series of strikes with this black energy coming off of you with these spectral arms. And yeah, you're hitting home. She's taking some damage, but she seems to be enjoying this. Is still smiling and engaging in this this sparring match, which hasn't happened between the two of you in some time. Okay. Anything else?
Just returning that wild smile. He's enjoying it as well.
That'll be her turn then. And she is going to... Yeah. No, she's just going to go for some strikes against you again. So still using her Fangs of the Sky Serpent, this electricity coming off of her. First attack, it's a 23.
Hits.
Second attack is a 20.
Hits.
It's a total of 20 points of lightning damage. And so she goes for these two quick strikes against you, just like pop, pop, and this electricity continues to surge through you. And As she goes for her last strike, she pauses for a second as you're in this close proximity. She has like a hand on your shoulders, actually going for like a knee to your abdomen, and she pauses and she says, "This is fun and all, but I think you're missing your opportunity." And she nods over towards Lord Silks. And she fakes a last strike and then backs off from you.
There's a very disappointed sigh. Very disappointed sigh.
And that's going to be Lord Silk's turn. Oof. Buddy boy, I don't know what he's going to do. He sees all this going on. It's kind of backing up. And he's like, oh, shit. And he casts a spell on himself and begins to hover off of the ground as he tries to go flying back up towards his ship. The rope, I think that rope is burned away now as you go to tug on it, and it just kind of like it snaps in the middle. He's no longer tethered to you with that rope.
Does Zari have counterspell?
That's actually okay. Yeah. So yeah, he's trying to fly away. That is the end of his turn, though. Sorry.
Oh boy, how much do I care to want him back? I mean, they can't follow us, right? That was the main... Because if we kidnap him, then they're going to try and follow us more. I'm going to let him go. And I guess then I will... So there's 2 guys left?
Yes. One is bloody, the other one is untouched.
Cool. I will Eldritch Blast the one that's going for my brother.
Okay.
He got his wish. He's no longer ignored.
I know, right? 18 and 26 to hit.
Both hit.
For 12 and 14 force damage. And yeah, sorry, just yes, I know. She'll just grab some blood that's been like it's a little charred, but it'll work still. That's on the ground, and kind of just flick it at him. And it erupts in this eldritch energy.
Yeah, and these 2 crimson bolts strike into the back of this gladiator, kind of causing him off balance a little bit as he is engaged with your brother, now realizing he's being attacked from both sides.
She'll give him a wave.
All right. Okay. That ends your turn. Simon, back to you.
Okay, Simon is gonna look at the other 2 boys, see that they're not looking great. He's gonna channel divinity, preserve life, so you each get 20 health back.
Nice.
And I think it looks like just champagne manifests in the air and douses you, but doesn't actually leave you wet.
So we're getting a golden shower, you're saying?
Yeah.
You said it, not me. And then for my bonus action, gonna try and stab this dude with the spiritual rapier.
Okay.
Oh, that is 19 plus stuff. That's like 26. 27.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Okay, but it's just 1d8. That is only 8 force damage.
That's force damage. Okay. Still up. Not looking great. Okay.
That is
Anything else? Okay. Anise.
Well, since he had turned around on Simon, he gets another rapier in the back.
You think he'd learn better?
23.
Yeah, it hits.
That's 22 piercing damage.
Ouch. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna bonus action get in with my short sword too.
All right, go for your strike.
25.
Hits.
That's 11 piercing damage.
He's very low. Okay. Anything else?
I just kick him in the back of the leg. Doesn't do anything.
Okay. You go for 2 more strikes to his back, driving the blade in. Initiative count 20 again. The 2 ships they've kind of dislodged a little bit as the Pharos, the sails begin to catch the wind, and it is drifting away slightly from the Tryphon. So in another round or 2, you guys will be fully dislodged from them, but you're still kind of slightly under their shadow. Xander.
Now, could I use, if it's not a free action, could I do my bonus action to get the arrow with the rope I gave to Anais back up her?
If she consents to it, then yeah, you could essentially, if you use your movement to get over to her, then as part of your action to like draw it, you would essentially just be drawing the arrow from her quiver and firing.
Yeah, I imagine she just
so
had
yes.
the rope is just like hanging off.
Oh, can I just then? Oh, this guy's gonna hit me.
It's tied to her though, so that'll be the catch.
I don't care.
Okay.
I just want the balloon guy back attached to us somehow.
Okay.
Okay, let's.
I'll allow it.
Let's see if this guy hits me as I run away from him, because he's nothing to me.
Yeah, he'll make an attack of opportunity against you. With the spear. That's a 24 to hit.
I don't care. He didn't use his shield. He can't knock me down.
Yeah, 10 piercing.
Oh man, if I didn't get healed, I would have been on 1 health.
Oh, no, bad. Okay, so you come running up behind Anais, draw the arrow.
I just grab. Yep, I'll just grab the arrow out and let's try and reattach ourselves. I'm not finished talking to you. And that is an 18 plus 10, 28.
That'll hit.
And I know yeah, go on.
Roll damage on that because I'm gonna make a concentration check for him.
8.
That's a 2. So all right, a couple things are about to happen. So he takes 8 points of bludgeoning damage. He loses concentration on the fly. He's tied to Anais. He's flying up to the ship. There's now more of a gap between your 2 ships. You hit him with the arrow, and he goes, boom, boom, boom. He uses reaction to cast Featherfall on himself again. However, he is between the 2 ships and kind of drops out of sight. And you're watching this rope unspooling from Anais very quickly.
And it says, can I use my bonus action and forego a second attack to try and grab the rope? I know my second attack's meant to be used to only make an attack, but can I make a grapple attack on the rope?
As your extra attack is making a grapple on the rope.
With my bonus.
Okay, sure, I'll allow it.
I just don't want Anais to go.
Yeah, make an athletics check.
Oh, that's only a 7.
Okay, you grab it. You get pulled along with it, and you are now being sort of dragged along the rope. It hasn't it slowed it down a little bit. Anais, you have not gotten to the point where you have lost your, like, you still have some slack right now.
Yeah, sorry.
Xander, you're being dragged across the deck.
Sorry.
All right. And Xander's turn. It is the mercenary's turn. The one... This is going to turn into a whole comedy of errors, because the one that is between Simon and Anais saw you do that, sees his employer going plummeting out of the sky, sees the rope on the ground, and doesn't attack you. He's going to grab the rope to try to save his boss. because he's got to get paid. So he reaches down to grab onto the rope as well. That'll be an athletics 21. Okay, he does grab it and holds it. And Xander, you stop sliding, and he is straining against the rope, trying to hold it there. That is his turn. The other one is that you ran away from, Xander. Yeah, I think he also runs to the rope as well, and begins trying to pull it up, and like hand over hand is pulling it up a little bit at a time as his action. That's all they do this turn. Samek.
He's gonna crack his neck and turn away from Ian and just go, "You want to see something funny?"
She said, she kind of does a flourish of their hands. She says, "After you."
He'll use his bonus action to... Actually, no, that doesn't increase my movement speed. He's going to dash over to the rope. And with one hand, he's going to grab it, and he's going to do a full pull with all of his strength.
Okay.
Wait,
make an
which way are
athletics
you
check.
pulling?
Towards us, so he can get over the ship.
You try to pull the wizard back on. Try to
Yeah.
pull the lord back onto the ship. Okay, yeah. Make an athletics check with advantage because other people are also pulling on this rope.
That is athletics. Wow, I can do math. 27.
27, yeah. He is also featherfalled, which, slightly reduces his weight, something. You pull him, and he kind of gets yoinked back up, like straight into your face there.
As he's getting yoinked up, I'm going to make a clothesline attack on him.
Okay. Make an attack roll.
Oh god.
I'll give you advantage on it, just because. Why not?
You should not have.
that
That was a
natural
natural 20.
I'm so glad I did. Yeah, go ahead and roll damage.
16 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay, 16 points of bludgeoning as he comes up, and there's a look of like gratitude on his face for a second, and then poof, your elbow, your arm, your bicep pretty much right across his trachea, and it just is like this as he is almost spun in the air and then slams onto the deck onto his back.
He's gonna turn to the mercenaries and just give a hearty laugh. Come on, guys. That's pretty funny.
You just hear under one person's helmet, just like, and then the other one turns over and looks at him like, "How dare you?" All right, pretty good. Mercenary. So Lord Silks is face down on the deck right now. Ian's turn. She sort of surveys the scene a bit, and she actually says, she looks at the Lord Silks on the ground, looks at the other two gladiators, and then she just holds up a hand. She says, "All right, you've got us. We surrender. Please don't hurt our employer." And in this really kind of half-assed way, and the other gladiators look at her and look back, and they kind of step back too. I'm going to say the situation is a little bit like discharged right now. They see the ship moving away. They realize they're isolated and outnumbered at this point. So unless anybody's making any immediate attacks, we can do some conversation.
A quick glance over at Samek. Like, is this really what we want right now?
He will breathe, and the arms dissipate.
Bloodied, stabbed, and laying on the ground holding onto a slack rope. I'm gonna look and be like, "You don't need magic," and then probably just pass out for a bit.
Zara's just gonna go check his pulse, and then just he's fine.
He's fine. Lord Silks is coughing. Oh, okay, so maybe we got off on the wrong foot, and he's like trying to stand up.
Zari's gonna put her foot on his chest to just stamp him down.
Oh, okay, all right.
Don't speak,
Catherine?
please. She'll release her foot.
He looks like he's about to say something, then thinks better of it. And you see the two gladiators, the mercenaries. They kind of stand up and look around, and one of them like looks over the side of the ship to see if the body of their fallen comrade is there, and then looks back at the other, just shakes her head. Ian says, "So now that we've dealt with all of this, now truce."
That was the guard. One of the guards.
That was Ian with the blue hair.
Looks at Samek like, "This is your nonsense. I'm not dealing with it."
He'll shrug.
Good enough. Silks, darling, perhaps you should give up on this at this point. I think we've been outmatched here. And Silks says, all right, maybe we just let us go back to our ship. We'll deal with the damage and go our separate ways. Yes.
How does their ship look? Is it like listing away still?
It's just like spinning in place and kind of like going around in a circle. The crew of the Pharos just like furled the sails. They'd moved a little bit of a distance, but now we're coming back to like a stop. Now that they're like a safe distance away.
Oh, I'm sorry, darling. We have a very important time schedule that we need to keep, so we're going to keep going. Welcome aboard.
And looks to Captain Leon has left the helm to her first mate, and I'll allow it. Samek, why don't you take them below deck and give them a proper place to stay, and we can figure out the rest. Right?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to survey the damage.
Right. We do have a brig, yes?
Not in an official sense, but we do have a place to keep crew members to act out.
Lord Silks, I trust you won't be any trouble.
He looks around and he says, now, this isn't the way to treat nobility. I demand that the proper protocols be kept before I be thrown into some sort of brig or something like that. We should engage in proper discourse here and come to an agreement.
Well, that all depends on you. Are you going to be trouble, or aren't you?
Make an intimidation check.
Okay.
I'll give you advantage because of the circumstances of all this.
Solid. $17.
17. He says, now I've sat on the Royal Council of Garakis for... All right, I won't be any trouble. That's fine. We can deal with this as civilized people.
Of course. Let me show you to your space.
Excellent. And he follows.
I'll ask Simon to follow with us.
As we all get untied from this rope, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm behind everybody, still tied to the rope, just kind of clinging to the mast just in case, like... Are we done?
Yes.
Did anyone wake me up, or am I just passed out?
I assumed that Simon was going to heal him.
I mean,
I just need to be woken up.
Yeah, I don't know if it needs to happen this minute.
I kick Xander and go, untie me.
He is passed out.
I kick him twice.
Oh, jeez.
I'll wake up and I'll just cut the rope. It's easier.
I can't spare the dying on him because he has more than 0 hit points.
We could change that.
No, it's not. This is like the one fight I didn't go down in, and I'm really happy about it.
I like all that.
And I caught a wizard by like fly fishing, sky fishing.
You almost got me killed.
I said sorry as the rope started.
All right.
Well, hey, now we caught a noble. We need to-
Alright, everyone, start licking your wounds. I'll be back up to administer first aid.
I'm gonna go
after
lay
we sort
down.
this out.
Okay, so you are leading Lord Silks somewhere comfortable below deck to speak.
Sure.
Okay. What's the who's going where is what I'm trying to ask, I guess.
I'm leading them to where the captain designated.
Okay. So you're taking the so you have the two mercenaries who aren't putting up any fight right now, but you take them below deck to like what functions as the brig for really it's one of the masts below deck, and typically they'll like shackle the crew members to it, to let them like sweat out a drunken night or something like that. So you take them down there, and you can. I don't think the captain really tells you have to like chain them up or anything. They don't seem like they're willing to. They're on a suicidal.
They get
run
handed
here to
like
try to-
blankets, a water skin, the
Yeah.
talk that, if you're not an enemy, you'll be treated fine, and walk away.
Yeah. And one of them just says, "We're not being paid enough for that anyway." So, and they sit down in the corner, like pull off their helmets and being like under their armor and stuff as they gear up for the long haul. You take Lord Silks. Oh, I guess if you guys were taking him someplace to actually have like a conversation, you might go into Captain Leon's like quarters. Would be like the most like formal place.
Sure.
So.
Okay. Yep.
We'll
take him there.
Okay. You lead him in there. So is everyone just want to be a part of this conversation, or?
I think so, but before we get back, Simon would want to talk to Samek just very briefly.
Okay. So below deck, you talk with Samek as you're heading back from putting the mercenaries away.
Samek, a word quickly, if you would.
What's up?
You agree that, our job on this mission is to keep everyone safe, yes?
Me for the most part.
Yes, that is good, because I have had feeling almost... I don't know exactly what it is, but obviously this treasure we are after is bad news given its history. And while I still think we should find it, I think if things start going wrong, I will do what I can to keep everyone here safe, and I would hope that I can count on you to do the same.
I'm getting paid to keep you guys safe, so that's what I'm gonna do.
That is good, yes.
Then again, if any of you were to backstab me along the way, I wouldn't mind dumping you off the side right now.
Well, I certainly have no intention of doing that, but just given this thing's history, and I had a dream, but I think it may have come from my god. So I worry that this thing may cause issues before the end when people begin lusting after it.
And there's a thought. What side am I gonna stand on when shit hits the fan?
Yes. I hope at least you do not stand against me, even if not with me.
We'll talk after some ale, and he'll fist bump Simon.
Reaching way up to do it, because do I even come up to your waist?
Probably, he's like 6 something.
I think I'm at least 3 foot.
He'll
It's not
take a
in
knee
here.
to fist bump you.
All right. So you guys have that conversation and then meet up with the rest in Captain Leon's quarters. So the 5 of you are up there with Lord Silks and Captain Leon. Yes. Or sorry, Xander.
I went and laid down instead.
Okay. Did you go back
Just
to
as
Sari's?
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Pick up the chalice off of the ground where it's like rolled to.
Oh, I
in the
don't know if I
corner.
want to do that right now. I'm bleeding a lot.
Okay. It's up to you.
Yeah, I'll pick it up. Wow.
Okay.
I'm just saying I'm not in.
Okay. You just don't touch the inside of the chalice until the rest of you up in the cabin with Lord Silks and Captain Leon. And Captain Leon immediately said, actually, I think Ian is there too. Leon starts the conversation by saying, so how'd you know we were here and what we were after? And Lord Silk says, well, you know, word travels around Gracchus. There were rumors that your company here had been hired by the Whitney estate to aid in an expedition of sorts. And so, as the chief rival to Whitney's company, I thought it prudent that we spied on you. How about that? Okay. Ian here is a very accomplished purveyor of that sort of trade and assisted in the matter. And she's standing in the corner, her arms crossed, and she just sort of like shrugs. And Captain Leon goes and sits in the chair behind her desk, and she kind of like looks down for a second and then looks back up and kind of shakes her head like she's putting something off. Says, all right then, so matter of all of this settled then, you'll stay on the ship and we will provide you with every amenity that you need until we can dump you off at the closest port. Not including Port Predatus. I don't assume we want to go back there. Does that sound good to everyone involved?
Yes.
Perfect. Lord Silk says, actually, I could just leave if you want. I don't have to go back to the ship. I'm, as you pointed out, I'm practitioner of the arcane. I can just go, take my people with me, and you don't have to see me again.
Do we not?
How does that sound?
I'm concerned with the rivalry between the houses that you will take up this pursuit again.
Even if we were, I'd have to procure a ship, and then by the time we even arrived, you'd already have accomplished your mission. There's no feasible way we could accomplish something like that. Nor would I, if I had the opportunity to.
Well,
I incite him to see if he,
I guess that's true.
I guess both the timetable and if he would actually put it off.
Yeah.
Sure, someone could make an insight check.
That's a dirty 20.
I don't trust him either.
He is being truthful about the timetable. He does not seem, you're definitely getting the hint that, like, if he had the opportunity, he would definitely take a shot at all of you again to try to get what he wants. But yeah, he seems like he's being genuine in the way he was talking through all of that. There was a lot of detail there. You're getting the impression that he is being truthful with that.
I would only caution that if you were to go back, you spend the time it would take you to hypothetically commission another crew to think about how much we kicked your ass. And if you want to suffer that indignity again.
Certainly. There's no reason that anything so untoward like that would need to happen again. This was all just a big miscommunication. The ship began to act strangely, and we thought we were under attack, and we were just defending ourselves, you know?
You better hire better scouts for the next expedition.
Right.
What do you want with this gem?
Well, what does anybody want with it? It's rumored to be very valuable, so...
Valuable enough for you to yourself go on this mission?
Well, I didn't think it would be so dangerous.
Indeed. Well, I don't see what the problem would be with you staying on for a little while. Perhaps we can speak more, and then we can send you home. After the appropriate amount of time has passed, of course.
I suppose I could stay for another day or so, just to entertain any lines of inquiry that you'd like to pursue. But I really would like to be heading back as soon as possible. I have business to take care of back in the capital.
But you were planning on going out anyways. You were planning on being away. I can't see what the problem would be.
You're quite right. I'll stay for as long as you wish then.
Oh, lovely. And as you said, you won't be a problem, yes?
Yes. No problem at all.
Lovely. Anything further, Captain?
The captain has been sort of watching this conversation with amusement. She says, I can't think of anything else I'd like to ask this man. We will arrange for a place for you to bunk befitting your station. Right? All right. Samak, I assume you can make the arrangements with the crew. Find a place for him to stay.
Behind the captain, he was shaking his head, but then as she turns around, he nods his head.
Perfect. All right. Everyone's dismissed then. But as my employer here has pointed out, if you make any trouble for me or my crew, Lord or no Lord, I'll throw you over the side of my fucking ship. And there won't be a rope attached to you this time. And he gulps audibly and says, wonderful. I don't suppose there's anything to drink on this ship, is there?
I mean, you should ask.
Actually.
Opens coat and is like the flasks everywhere.
He would gladly take a drink from you as he leaves the captain's quarters. So,
which I give
It's up
him
to
because
you.
it's part of my religious calling to do so.
right, converting him. He leaves, and Captain Leon waits if any of you hang out have any words with her.
I don't have any words. I want to go find Anais.
I leave.
Okay, you all leave.
I think as Zari is exiting, she'll just say, that was very well handled, Captain. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We should be arriving in the archipelago within, well, not counting the delays, hopefully before sunset. So,
Wonderful. Is there anything we should expect when we get there?
not really sure. We're gonna have to survey the area and figure out what our next step will be.
Yes. Well, I think we should take caution. If we're being followed by one ship, we could be followed by others.
Perhaps. I'll take that under advisement.
Thank you. If there's anything else you need, I'll be in my cabin, of course.
All right. Sounds good then. You look. She is seeming distracted as she continues to look down at like her feet behind the desk. And as you leave, you begin to hear her sort of like muttering something. You hear a drawer begin to open up.
Solid.
So Zari is going to meet up with Anais. Xander is in Zari's bunk. Simon and Samek, are the two of you doing anything specifically right now, or do you want to wait?
It's probably going to be above deck, surveying everything.
And Simon will go tend to the wounded. And since I can't see people's health, we can do, I assume we'll be getting a short rest. So I can maybe do another channel divinity for some health and then other healing stuff. But we can figure out actual numbers later if need be.
Okay. Sounds good. Yeah, this would all count as a short rest over the next few hours, so you guys can gain those benefits. Okay, Zari, you go meet up with Anais. Where are the two of you talking and having this conversation?
I followed you.
Oh, some dark corner somewhere.
Okay, good.
If she tries to go back to her bunk, I'm gonna actively go against that plan.
Oh.
Okay.
All right. Well, you know this ship better than I.
somewhere I've hidden from somebody before.
Sure, you find.
Sorry,
a dark
like
space.
sits down. All right.
Apologies.
It's all right.
So we have some things to discuss.
Yes.
Well, one, journal acquired. I also like pull it out of some like deep pocket somewhere.
Wonderful. Did you get to flip through it at all?
I scanned the first few pages before we were rudely interrupted by your friend. It's not the Duke's journal.
Sorry.
Drake's journal.
The Drake's journal. Sorry, it was between two words. I picked the wrong one. It's not Crimson Drake's journal.
I see. What is it?
It's Captain Leon's.
All right. A diary of sorts?
A diary keeping track of her exploits, adventures, and her chasing down the missing ship of her grandfather.
I see. I have a feeling there is a shoe about to drop. Go on.
Well, I think you've figured it out. I have to read more to tell you more, but main thing, the captain's not being entirely honest with us.
I guess. So, is there information in there that is known only to her? Well, I guess that's you're going to have to read it more. Was that all that you saw?
I only got through the beginning.
Very fair. Well, if you'd like to keep hanging on to it, I think it'd probably be best in your hands. I seem like a suspicious one. I'm not certain why. But people seem to think that I have ulterior motives and things.
Well, I might have some information about that too.
Yes?
I think Anais gets very serious. The reason I didn't want to go back to your bunk to discuss this is because I'm almost positive your brother's there.
And that would be a problem
Because earlier today I caught him going through your things.
That is very... Yes, and?
And he brought to me, for whatever reason, some concerns about you.
What concerns could he have?
I'm gonna pull the papers that I took out of Xander's... my papers that I stole from Xander that he stole from Zari. Colonel Mustard. With the... Yeah, and sort of show them to her.
What are these?
Some things your brother stole from your room.
From my room? I've never seen these in my life. What do they say? Would it be something? Could I connect the dots?
Yeah, I mean, it just is a, if I'm remembering correctly, because I'm going through my notes here, what Annie's kept versus what Xander got away with. It is a depictions of first-hand accounts of people visiting the Valander estate, the rituals, the sacrifices, and the mention of what was the word that we went through last time? The mention of the names of Mephistopheles.
Oh. Yes, of course. Sorry. I must have forgotten. Interesting. You know, if he had listened at all when we were children, this wouldn't be a problem.
He thinks you're possessed by a demon.
I am not possessed by a demon. I serve a demon. A devil. He's a devil.
Well, I tried to explain the distinction when he asked me, but...
This is going to be quite troublesome. But he has more papers than this.
Yes, many.
I see. And I assume you have read these.
Yes?
Do you have any questions?
No?
Any concerns?
Well, no, all magic comes from somewhere.
I would like to insight check her. Please.
Okay, make an insight check.
Okay. It's a 5.
Savannah, you want to whisper me a roll, or?
Nope.
Okay.
She seems
you-
unconcerned.
Yeah.
About that particular bit of information.
Yeah.
Concerned about some other things.
Well
But
then, I appreciate that you brought these to my attention, and I will have to speak with my brother on this again.
I don't think you're going to find him as receptive as you wish.
Oh, I'm well aware. I've spent most of my life realizing how unreceptive he is. But he is my brother, and he deserves my time and my attention.
He's lucky.
Yes, well, what can be done other than that?
So about the captain.
Yes.
And Jem.
Mm.
What are we going to do?
Well, I think we need to finish reading this journal. That way we can determine what more is needed to be known. The fact that she is the daughter of the not Duke.
Drake.
the Drake. Is interesting, but lineage doesn't mean everything.
No, she's hunting it for a reason. And not the reason she gave.
Exactly. And if she thinks that she is going to keep this at the end, she is mistaken.
What would you do with it?
I've been asked to get it. And for what purpose, I do not know. And I'm assuming that I will be told later on, but I don't usually ask a lot of questions.
I want us to be on the same side.
Why?
Who would cross you?
Well, many people actually. Living in high society, people try and undercut and backstab and all that. Especially when one has power and the other does not.
Well, I'm not high society. There are more people on this ship besides your brother that care about you.
Well, thank you. That's actually not something I hear very often. You're a very genuine person, Anais, and I appreciate that about you.
And that's not something I hear very often.
Well, then, perhaps we've formed a new and interesting friendship. So, read on. I suppose I'll go speak with my brother, and we'll have to meet up again.
Soon.
How long do you think we'll be able to keep it hidden?
Well, I imagine at this point Captain Leon already knows it's gone.
That's what it seems like.
I'll do my best. But I wouldn't bank on it for too much longer.
Well, then I think quickness is our best asset. I will speak with my brother and head back here, or shall we meet somewhere else?
I'll pick a new spot. Keep
Wonderful.
moving.
I suppose that's best. Yes?
Yes.
Well, thank you for everything. And, I don't know. This is an odd feeling. I don't normally get on the same level as people.
You should try it more often.
We will see. And Zari will give a head nod and exit out.
Okay. Anise, was there anything else you wanted to do before we cut to Zari meeting up with Xander?
I'm just gonna hide and try to get as much out of the journal as I can in a short amount of time.
Okay. I'll give that to you in a second.
And cry a little bit.
I told you. She
What-
doesn't know.
Zari, you head to you head back to your bunk,
Yes.
and as you open the curtain inside, unsurprised, you find Xander laying there, getting blood all over your sheets.
Xander,
Before she gets there, I want to have a little conversation with Crow.
Okay, yeah, you can do it.
And I'm just going to tell Crow that, like, things looking rough, buddy. There's extra people attacking. I honestly don't think we're going to survive this. But if something does happen, I need you to just fly away. Ignore my sister, ignore everyone. You gotta get out. I'll take that as a yes. I don't have.
He looks apprehensive about it.
I take it as a yes.
He's just like looking at you like. You're not sure.
Oh.
Make an animal handling check.
Wait, let's change this. Let's go. Okay. Remember where we met? I still have the harpy feather on me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can I tell him to go there now? And I'll find him if I make it out here alive.
Make an animal handling check. Animal handling check.
Oh, we're gonna do this on Roll20. I know Roll20 hates me, but we're gonna do it on Roll20. That's a 14.
Okay. So are you like on the deck of the ship doing this, or are you like?
No, I'm in the room because I'm looking at the chalices. I'm like, don't want to drip blood in this. This could get dangerous. Just gotta remember.
So you're telling him to leave now, though, to
Yeah,
go
go.
back now.
I'll find you when this is over.
This is so Airbud. Yeah, he he goes. There's this apprehension. You kind of have to like shoot a couple of times, like go, and then
I'll do that whole I don't even like you. You're useless.
He eventually kind of looks a bit sad and kind of crestfallen, but backs up out of the room and kind of one last look over his shoulder towards you.
I'll
And
throw a
then,
scrunch-up piece of paper at him.
and then just
I feel so
crawls
bad
out.
for this.
You should.
oh,
Yeah,
darling,
yeah.
what's the matter?
I feel so
He
bad.
just like-
You look
Yeah.
so sad.
Yeah, Zari, as you're coming down the
Done.
hall, Crow is just like stomping across the ground, back up the steps.
Oh, darling, what was he mean to you? Oh, you poor thing. And I'm just gonna scritch his face.
Just like purrs a bit,
Mhm.
and then like looks back towards the room, and then looks at the ground and looks up at you, and then as you pull away, just continues up the steps and towards the deck.
An odd bird. And she'll continue walking downstairs. I know it's not a bird, okay? I know it's not a bird. And I'll go to my my tent, my fort,
Okay.
my curtain.
You open it up, and you find Xander lying in there, blood all over your sheets.
Allergies going on.
Xander! My sheets.
What about?
I'm going to have to clean them before I go to sleep.
Yeah, well, probably cleaned them quite well after you came back covered in soot, so seems like cleaning's not that big of an issue for you.
Came back covered in soot. Oh. Did you see me? What was I doing?
What?
I don't think any of us saw her covered in soot.
No, I just know the papers are covered in soot and she had them, so...
Yeah. So, did you see me do something?
Well, you'll see all the papers just spread out across your room.
What are these?
The papers you stole from the spider's house, which I'm assuming you burnt down.
Oh. I'm gonna start, like, just glancing over them. Okay, all right. Well, it was not me, actually me, doing it. I mean, it was my physical form, but not my essence, spirit, what have you.
Okay. This is why I'm kind of glad we dropped his intelligence, because I want to see if he understands what you're on about. A 12.
What are you making?
Intelligence check to see if I understand what you mean by, like, it was me, but
You
not me. It was just...
You made the roll. That's up to you whether you think that's enough.
He knows about the blood magic. He got something to do with that. How does this work? I don't know how to hold up the chalice.
Oh, well, you fill it with blood of some sort, and you can use it to sort of like leave a message. Sometimes I can receive messages through it, but in general, you know.
And anyone can use it?
I mean, you can try to use it. I'm not certain if it just focuses on me or not.
Let's try. I'll leave a message and tell him I'm coming for him.
Wait, I'm sorry. I'm
Leave
sorry.
my sister alone. I'm coming for you.
I'm
So
sorry.
what, I need to write that, or I just...
Zandy, darling.
I cut my hand on an arrow.
Oh my gods. Okay, Xander.
Cut my hand on an arrow.
This is not a good idea. I don't understand why you this patron
You were
has been.
possessed.
I was not possessed.
You just said your body did it, but you actually didn't do it. That sounds
No,
like
I
possession.
allowed.
I'll get Simon and ask if that's possession.
No, and well, maybe it is possession. Anyways,
Yeah,
it was
it's
it was an offered. It was an offering, Xander. I let him in to me.
Well,
But you really, I would advise against acting out towards my patron, our patron.
what do you mean, ow? I don't have a patron.
Well, our
You don't
family's
represent
patron.
me.
You don't represent.
Soon to be ex-patron.
No, darling. He is very powerful. More powerful than
Did
anyone.
You not just see what I did to that wizard?
He's more powerful than anyone on this plane of existence. Meaning, he could
If I got
squash
it
you,
healed.
and he is not very good at forgiveness.
Well, all he has to do to not get killed is to cancel whatever this is. I even have an arrow with his name on it. I'll bring up the one arrow I've carved his name on.
Xander, you're acting ridiculous. You're saying that you're going to go after a devil lord.
Samik's gonna come as well if we survive this.
All
I
right.
said so while we
Okay.
were punching each other.
All right. How about this? After this whole mission that we're doing, you and I can talk to him. All right? And then you make your decision whether you wish to pursue him or not.
So why does he want the gem?
I don't know. He did not tell me.
Say I refuse to let you take the gem.
We are on this mission to get the gem.
No. Yeah, but it seems like a lot of people want the gem. Maybe I'll give it to Mr. Silks down there instead. He has more money and he's not associated with your fiance. He hates your fiance, so technically.
Xander, what are you after?
First off, it was just to keep you safe, but then you can do all this, and now you're possessed by a demon. Now I want to kill the demon.
Devil. He is a devil.
Potato, potato.
Very different, actually.
You can tell me to my face if it's true.
Xander, this is a very powerful item. If it is given to someone that we don't have knowledge or control over, such as the Silks, then...
The demon / devil.
I don't know if it is going to go to him or if I am to use it on his behalf.
Sounds bad, either way.
Well, what would you wish to do with it?
Destroy it. Put it somewhere where it can't be found. Yeet it overboard. Let's do that.
Yeet it overboard.
Yeah. I have a new plan. I'm going to kill the demon. I'm just going to make sure he doesn't get the gem. And Sandra will stand up and go to walk out if he don't stop. It's his plan. Your room's still a mess. He's not cleaning that up. That's punishment.
Did he leave all the papers?
Yes.
Solid.
One quick question. As Xander leaves, he's going to stick his head and be like, if your dude wants to possess you to kill me, is that a yay or a nay?
I have to allow him in, Xander. I don't think...
Is that a yay or a nay?
Do I want you dead? Do you think that I, your elder sister, who has brought you on all of these excursions, and apparently doesn't mean enough to you for you to even understand what I do growing up, do you think that I really would want you dead?
Is that a yay or a nay?
I'm not going to kill you, Xander.
Okay. I won't kill you either.
Well, I'm glad that we figured that out.
Also, Crow's gone. And I just walked up.
I'm gonna start
He's gone to his bunk, so he's like 2 feet away.
I'm just gonna start prestidigitating my stuff and gathering all my notes that now I have, that I know that I have.
Okay. As you clean up your bunk and get everything ready, you just, for a moment, you feel this chill through the air, and it feels as if there is one large hand resting on your shoulder for a second, and then it diminishes. Anyone else have anything they want to do before the end of the session? I will get that information to you, Anais, as you're reading. Anything else? Okay. As the hours wear on and heads into evening, and you're all standing on the deck of the ship, Simon, you realize as you see in the distance these spires approaching through the fog, and there's some shouts between the crew that land is ahead up from the crow's nest, and that you're arriving near the archipelago. And as you're looking out over this, these plateaus beneath you and these rock formations, some covered in these lush green tapestries of jungle, others barren, ragged wastelands, a selection of these rock formations stands out to you as you see a gleaming white among them. And you're reminded of your vision as you see this field of broken white ivory rock formations jutting out from the ground like bones. And we're going to go ahead and end our session there for today. And we will pick up next week, same time, same place, to for our session, or 2 weeks. Sorry, next time. You know what I meant. Next time to same time, same place to continue this. Be our session 8. We're getting up there, guys. And see how this all shakes out and who makes it out alive. So thank you for joining us here tonight. Our next stream will be on Tuesday at 7 o'clock Eastern time for Eos, another 5th edition campaign which Barry is running. And you can check out the rest of our schedule below and join us for all sorts of fun things: D&D, Tales from the Loop, Monster of the Week, tons of fun games. Follow all these fools on Twitter to get up with their schedules. I believe 2 of you have games tonight at 10 o'clock Eastern time. Yeah. So go watch them, play more games. Anyone else have anything they want to promote, plug, say before we sign off? I've got a dog here that is really wanting something. I don't know what. All right. So thank you, everyone out there. Thank you, players, for joining and being here and being awesome. And until next time, good game and good night, Internet.